Today's topic, Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood's love story. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to our channel. What's the truth about Trisha Yearwood and Garth Brooks' marriage? The pair are one of country music's most famous couples with pitch-perfect harmony, both on and off the stage. While this duo knows how to put a show together, they're each superstars in their own right. Brooks is a Grammy-winning 7-time CMA Entertainer of the Year, and his 3-time Grammy-winning wife is a Grand Ole Opry legend. But despite their professional achievements, marriage is, by far, their biggest accolade. Though the two first met as relative unknowns in the late 80s, their love story wouldn't begin until nearly 2 decades later. Between touring, raising a family, and pursuing other interests, such as a cooking show as in Yearwood's case, marriage hasn't always been easy. But no matter how busy life gets, Yearwood is still in love with Brooks. And though the two aren't shy when it comes to professing their love for one another, there's a lot we didn't know about their marriage until now. Where did it all start? Since falling in love in the early 2000s, Garth, 57, and Trisha, 55, have flourished as a superstar pair. Not only have they sustained extremely successful careers in country music and Hollywood in general, but the adorable couple has proven exactly what it means to be in love with your best friend. Garth Brooks and wife Trisha Yearwood have been married since 2005. The couple first met in 1988 at a recording studio, while Brooks was still married to his first wife, Sandy Mall. Although Brooks remained married to Mall for 12 years afterwards, he once told a friend that he felt like he had met his wife the day he met Yearwood. Brooks first met his wife at a recording studio in 1988. He was still married to Mall at the time, although both he and Yearwood have mentioned in previous years that they felt a connection during that first meeting. They were introduced through songwriter Kent Blasey, who wrote If Tomorrow Never Comes and Ain't Going Down. Blasey was impressed by Garth's musical ability, so he hired him to record demos of his songs, according to Rolling Stone. Blasey was also working with Yearwood at the time, who was in the studio recording her own music. Yearwood, who was also married at the time to musician Chris Latham, said that the two had an immediate connection. What I remember about that day, singing on the same microphone, and it was a duet, felt immediately like I'd been singing with him forever, she said of her future husband. Brooks promised Yearwood at the time that she could open for him once he got a record deal, according to CMT. 2 years later, following the release of his first album, Garth kept his word, and the two friends went on tour together. Since then, the Lovebirds have collaborated on a few songs together, including duets, such as Like We Never Had a Broken Heart, from Yearwood's debut album, and In Another's Eyes, which appeared on her 1997 record, A Collection of Hits. Garth Brooks knew Trisha Yearwood was the one from the very beginning. Garth Brooks knew Trisha Yearwood was the one when he first met her in the 80s, early in both their careers. I felt that feeling like you just met your wife, he said on The Ellen Show in 2013, but Brooks was already married and remaining loyal to then-wife Sandy Mall. Maybe things would have worked out differently had Brooks known the feeling was mutual. During a joint interview with Parade magazine in 2016, Yearwood confessed to knowing Brooks was the one the minute I met him, but didn't realize it at the time. It's not like Brooks and Yearwood were household names, at least not yet, so it's not like they were starstruck. It was a pure, organic spark. We hit it off, Yearwood recalled during a CMT interview, but I had no idea he'd turn out to be Garth Brooks. Little did the two know then that they'd not only become country music stars, but that they'd marry each other someday. Garth Brooks proposed to Trisha Yearwood in front of thousands of people. Being the rock star entertainer that he is, Garth Brooks proposed to Trisha Yearwood in front of thousands of people, 7,000 to be exact. It was May 2005, and the couple was at Buck Owens's Crystal Palace in Bakersfield, California. The pair were there to watch the unveiling of an 8-foot-tall statue of Brooks. During the ceremony, Brooks brought his leading lady on stage, not to sing, but to see the statue up close. Afterwards, Brooks pointed out a wedding band fixed to the statue's ring finger. Then, much to Yearwood's surprise, he got down on one knee and asked her to marry him. She said yes. Her knees were like jello, Jerry Hufford, talent coordinator for the country music venue, said about Yearwood's reaction. She was totally stunned. It took her a while to regain composure. You could tell she'd been crying. Talk about a wedding proposal, guaranteed to make you cry. During a joint interview on Live with Kelly in 2016, Yearwood said she'll never forget that moment and quipped, "Bakersfield is the most romantic city in the country for me." Trisha Yearwood is a bonus mom to Garth Brooks' 3 daughters. Don't call country singer Trisha Yearwood a stepmom. In the Yearwood-Brooks household, she's the bonus mom instead. Stepmom's very Cinderella. It doesn't have good connotations, Yearwood said on The Rachel Ray Show. And so, you're a bonus mom because the girls have a mom, and I get to be another woman in their life that loves them. That's a really wholesome sentiment. From the looks of her Instagram page, Yearwood is close to all 3 girls, Taylor, August, and Allie, and supports them, even in their careers. Yearwood even had Allie as a special guest on her Food Network show, Trisha's Southern Kitchen, and touted her stepdaughter's musical skills in an episode teaser with the caption, "To say I'm a proud bonus mom is an understatement. Allie, you are my new favorite duet partner." Brooks says Yearwood makes him better in all aspects of life. Brooks refers to his wife as Queen, and whenever she appears on Brooks's social media postings, it's that regal moniker that usually accompanies the images. Being on stage with her is the same as being off stage, an emotional Brooks shared about Yearwood on the Today Show in 2019. He further explained it as, "On stage, she makes you want to be a better singer. She makes you want to be a better entertainer. Off stage, she makes you want to be a better man, a better husband, a better friend. I'd marry her in a heartbeat again if it came down to it." Trisha Yearwood and Garth Brooks love giving back together. A couple that not only sings together, but also gives back to their community together is sure to make it in the long haul. At least that's what we hope for Trisha Yearwood and Garth Brooks, who volunteer often with Habitat for Humanity, helping to build affordable housing for families in need. The couple got involved with the nonprofit when they flew to New Orleans following the devastation of Hurricane Katrina in 2005. She explains in an interview with She Knows, "Garth and I were asked to participate basically in a photo op in New Orleans after Katrina, and we went. We were supposed to be there for an hour or 2, and we ended up staying all day and got involved with swinging a hammer, and it was like, this is our wheelhouse. This is what we want to do." During an interview with Good Morning America about their volunteerism, Brooks and Yearwood pointed at one another when asked who's better with the power tools. Brooks called his wife a nail gun diva. Hilarious. Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood have owned multiple properties over the years. Trisha Yearwood and Garth Brooks have owned several awe-worthy properties across the country, including a $5 million Malibu beach house, which, according to Variety, was purchased by them in 2008. They sold it nearly 10 years later for $7 million. For years, Brooks and Yearwood resided in Oklahoma, the former's home state, until his youngest daughter graduated from high school. Yearwood had said he adores his children, and there was no way he wasn't going to be a part of his daughters' lives on a daily basis. The couple listed the 14,089 square foot palace in 2014 for approximately $3.5 million. As of 2015, Brooks and Yearwood bought a home in Nashville, Tennessee. But because of touring, They didn't get a chance to enjoy it until almost 3 years later. Brooks told Live with Kelly and Ryan in 2018 that they built their home from the ground up. Trisha Yearwood feels lucky to share her life with Garth Brooks and believes that they hit the jackpot when they finally found their way to each other. It's safe to say that Brooks feels the same. Always the romantic. What are your thoughts about this beautiful couple? Let us know in the comment section. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell icon to stay up to date for more interesting videos in the future.